Hello, Bros Who Think Network, Bros Who Think fans, supporters, listeners. We got a very special guest on the 300 episode of the Bros Who Think podcast. 300 episodes in, and we had to pull out a big list for you this week. We are doing the top 20 hip hop slash rap songs of all time. And who better for me to get to come talk about this than none other than rapper, correspondent on the Bros Who Think Network, our guy, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Glad to have you to do this list with us on the 300th episode. Real quick, tell the people where they can follow you at and get your music, as you are a rapper yourself. Since we talking best hip hop songs, I'm sure you have a bunch. Well, let me not say I'm sure. I know you have a bunch of good hip hop songs that people would like that maybe one day people put on their list.
Definitely, man. I definitely think I tried to pick songs that I basically tried to pick the 20 songs that if there was an alien sent to Earth to destroy music, and I
Yeah, I
had
feel
to
you.
I had to play him 20 hip hop songs to save hip hop. These are the 20 songs I would pick. Is
I did
basically what my list is.
I did the same thing. We'll go over, give them your socials, and then we'll dive into why we chose, what we,
But yeah, you can definitely follow me on Instagram at OUTDATSWAMP. That's out that swamp. That's on Instagram. And at 337 Pharaoh on Twitter. And
Hell
Pharaoh is
yeah.
spelled PHAREAUX.
Yes, sir. And you'll see his links to his music on his Instagram and
He's
his
on all
Twitter.
streaming platforms, Spotify, SoundCloud, all that.
Yes, sir. So, like he said, I did this. I did a similar thing of if aliens came down and it was like, we need you to show us what hip hop is. These are the 20 songs that I would show them. And what I did was I had like a pie graph of lyrics, beats, impact. And inside of impact, I told Pharaoh I wasn't as concerned about sales. I'm more concerned about how this song affected the cultural zeitgeist. Was it, big in the hip hop world, but did it cross over to mainstream to where it was played around the world, and also replayability and then lasting impact for if it's an older song, did it last this test of time? That's kind of what I was looking at. Pharaoh, what were you looking at with your qualifications?
Um, I definitely tried to pick songs that I definitely felt like had staying power.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely songs that I felt like may have defined an era or defined an artist.
Yes, yes.
Like,
And
like
speaking on that, I didn't choose, and I think you did the same thing. We talked about this outside of recording, but I didn't choose multiple songs by one artist. I tried to
right.
keep it,
I avoided
yeah,
that as well.
I tried to keep it to where it was one artist. If I used the artist, it was only for one song, and then that way we could have multiple artists. I honestly, if you chose Outkast, you could have multiple Outkast songs. You could have multiple Lil Wayne songs, multiple
Exactly,
Jay Z
exactly.
songs. But I tried to keep it to where I had one Outkast, one Jay Z,
Right.
one Wayne, etc., etc.
Cause it's like you can have like a Dr. Dre song. You might want to put Dre Day, but you could just as easily put Ain't Nothing But a G Thing. Like you could
Yes,
just as and
yes.
you
Same thing with
before you know
Snoop.
it, half your list is Jay Z. You ain't gonna have
hmm
no room for the Kanye West and the little
hmm I agree 100%. So we're gonna start from 20, go all the way to one. Pharaoh give one, I'll give one, and we'll go back and forth. Let's see. Do I have a coin? Oh no, guess go first. So you can start us off, Pharaoh, with your. Well, actually, real quick, I do have an honorable mention. I didn't tell you this. I when I wrote out all my
got a
songs.
couple honorable mentions.
Okay, cool. We could go through. Well, I'll give two. You give two. Because when I made my list, I ended up making 22 songs, and I didn't want to cheat and put a slash. So let's go back and forth with just two honorable mentions we had.
All right. My first big honorable mention is a song that really was about to not get left off, but the only reason this song got left off is because I didn't want to look like a hater. If I didn't, when you see what number 20 is, you gonna realize why. I just didn't want to look like, but really, this is number 20 for me.
Okay. Okay, what you got?
It's Down and Out by Killer Cam.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Real.
Cameron, produced by Kanye West, featuring Kanye West. This is classic Rockefeller. This is prime golden era hip hop right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. And funny enough, I don't have any Cameron on my list, which some people may be like, why? I don't have this guy on my list, so I figured I'd put it honorable mention. I got Eminem, and I was torn between three songs to put here of Lose Yourself as the most popular, Stan as like the lyrical masterpiece, and then the Slim Shady, Slim Shady. I forget what song that is. Was that one
Right,
called?
right.
But honorable mention, I have Stan because I feel like that is when you think of Eminem and when you think of hip hop. That song, I know he has his comedical ones, his upbeat ones, but when you think of what Eminem contributed, it is insane lyricism, great storytelling, and just absurd lyrics. And I think no song does that for him better than Stan. So that's my honorable mention. I'm sorry for Eminem fans, I don't have any of his songs on the list. What's your other honorable mention? What you got?
Another big honorable mention, and this is the thing, like I have songs on my list that I know are probably only on my list.
List, yeah, for
Like some
sure.
of these songs, I know a lot of other people wouldn't put these songs, but
But
I
it's your
definitely feel
list,
like these
yeah.
songs need to be mentioned for what they represented. And this is
Gotcha.
stuff that's on the list. Not this is not
Gotcha.
even including honorable, but another big honorable mention I want to put is let me see, Waves by
Okay.
Joey Badass.
Oh, good choice. Good
And the
choice.
big reason I want to put that is because Joey Badass he kind of kickstarted the resurgence
Of New York
of
hip hop.
the East
Yeah.
Coast boom bap sound. But like it that I feel like that wave trickled down into the what we seeing now with Griselda.
Brazil.
We got
Yeah, bro.
Conway and West Side. I feel like all that shit kind of
Without Pro
Joey
Era, the
Badass was the first rapper we had heard in a while that was trying to do that.
without Pro Era, Flatbush Zombies, and the Underachievers, that core that like group where it was all three groups going at the same time really
Hmm.
revitalized East Coast hip hop, specifically Joey Badass and Capital Steez. Rest in peace to Capital
Yeah.
Steez, 100%.
Like,
I love that era of hip hop, and I feel bad that I don't have any songs from that era on the list. I'm glad you
yeah, I
gave it
definitely
honorable mention.
wanted to mention the Beast Coast as far as like what they
Yeah.
did in hip hop. I feel like that's definitely important.
Beast Coast definitely was. My other honorable mention is So Appalled, Kanye West. I don't have any Kanye West songs on the list. And I know some
Very,
people.
very good
Yes.
honorable mention.
And my thing is, I could have chose something from College Dropout, Late Registration, any of those. But to me, So Appalled is hip hop. It's what Kanye West does best, making an incredible beat, giving us his outlandish side high to Prince lyrics, but bringing in other artists and having them do it at their best, like RZA. You have other East Coast legends on that song. So Appalled is, in my opinion, from the top 5 hip hop albums of all time in my beautiful dark twisted fantasy. So I had to at least show some love, and So Appalled's my favorite song on that album, low key. So that's my honorable mention. All right, Farrell, go ahead. Number 20, what you got?
All right, man. Number 20, I decided to go with Tuscan Leather by none other than Drizzy
Oh
Drake.
shit! Hey, can we talk about that song in a little bit? Because I have it on my list. Not to spoil, that's the Drake song I chose as well. So let's wait to talk about it. Like, so if we get, but tell us what it means to
Okay,
you. But we'll talk about it real in depth. Like, so if let's say
gotcha.
I have a song that you have up, we'll just kick it to later and talk about it
Hmm.
later. But give us
Right.
just real quick, why do you feel this it needs to be on the list?
My general feeling for why it would be some, I feel like it represents the peak form of an artist that largely defines the era as far as the mainstream in hip hop.
Yep, 100%. I'm gonna save my thoughts for when I get to. It's not that far. I don't have it that much far ahead, but it is a couple songs. So for number 20 for me, I have "Kick Push" by Lupe Fiasco, and it was hard for me to choose a Lupe song. I could have chose any Lupe song, but I think what "Kick Push" did for me was it showed what hip hop could be. It's like this guy made a song about skateboarding and made it relevant, made it cool, told a great story. It had a great beat, and it was popular. And it introduced me to not only Lupe Fiasco, but to a world of skating that hip hop was trickling with. But without Lupe Fiasco, I don't know, without this song in particular, I don't know if you get the Wayne skateboard era, if you get the Tyler the Creator. I think a lot of things were birthed from Lupe Fiasco just making Kick push. And I think it's very, very much so important to the hip hop cultural zeitgeist. And you can't have a list of hip hop's greatest songs without Lupe Fiasco. And this was just my choice of Lupe. And I think Kick Push is an incredible song.
You know, I'm not gonna have no
List without
disagreements with
Lupe.
that.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna have too much to say. You know, I think
But
Lupe
you
is
feel
one
me
of
what
the.
I'm saying about how he tells a story about a skateboard?
Mhm.
Like that to me is hip hop, to where you can make someone care about something that they had no idea they would care about.
Definitely, definitely. And I
So
mean, it also marks a time of like
backpack rappers,
the
yeah.
crossover potential of the
Mm-hmm.
genre. When we get
Mm-hmm.
in, because skateboarding that went on to become the style of hip hop at one
For
point.
a little
At
bit,
one point,
yeah.
hip hop style was skateboarder style for a solid minute.
Yep.
Like
And
pretty
and you
much the
don't get
whole
that
time
without
I was in
Lupe.
high school, skater style was hip hop style.
Facts, Vans, truck fit, the tees, the skinny jeans. That was skater culture that we got from this backpack rapper
The
from
Thrasher
Chicago.
t-shirts and
Yep. Yep. No, 100%. I agree. So that's my number 20. What you got at 19, Farrell?
19. All right, this is another one that's like this is a me. This is one for me. But I
Okay.
feel like a lot of other people that have heard this song, especially when it first came out, like when you hear this song, you feel it. It gives you a certain feeling. It makes you can reconsider your perspective on life. And that's Versace Rap by Vince Staples.
Ooh, okay. I like that choice a lot. Talk to people, why
Now,
you chose it.
now the biggest knock against this from most people say, oh, it didn't have the cultural impact and sell a million thousand. This is just one of those songs where it's like I implore you to sit there and listen to the words this man is saying on this song. And if you don't feel nothing, like I don't think you can really be a true fan of hip hop. Like
No,
I don't think like
I
there's
feel you.
no way you listen to this and don't feel nothing.
Yeah,
Like there's
that's
no way. Like this man is basically giving his entire perspective on life, on God, on just like and it was so like direct and sober while still complex in a sense. And I feel like
hmm
that's like the quintessential Vince Staples record for me. If I
Yep.
had to
And
pick one Vince Staples song for someone to hear to be like, oh, why is Vince Staples such a great rap? I would pick Versace Rap.
hey, that's a great choice. I ain't mad at it. And that's from one of his earlier albums. It's from the Shine Gold Cold Chain Volume 1. It just showed this guy can rap, he understands it, and he will have staying power in this business for a long time. And that's what we saw. And that is a great choice by you. So I like that at number 19. And number 19 for me, this is a choice of I couldn't have the list without Pac, but for me, I like how songs sound and make you feel like you were talking. So I got the Pac song, Keep Your Head Up, the message, the beat. I think that, some people like Gangsta Pac, but to me, I like the Pac that's giving that message in that ultimate, black leader Pac. And I think Keep Your Head Up is a great version of him and one of the best songs he's ever made.
Definitely. I mean, with Pac, man, it's hard. Like that's again, this is
You
why
could
I
have
didn't
chose
want to
so
have
many
so
of
many
them.
songs, because it's
Yeah.
like, bro, you like I Get Around could definitely be somewhere
Brenda's
on my
got a
list.
baby.
It's not, but it probably could be.
Yeah, Ambitions is a rider. Brenda's got a baby. California. I could have went with so many of them. But I decided to go with Keep Your Head Up. That's my number 19. What you got at 18?
All right, 18. This is definitely a special one for underground rap. This is All Caps by MF Doom.
Ooh, wait, real quick, just funny, and it just shows the wavelength we're on. And I think we can both talk about our 18 at the same time. I have an MF Doom song at 18. I did Doomsday.
Very good. That was a very good one. I mean,
Yeah,
and
it
I honestly,
it shows.
I thought about picking Doomsday, instead of All Caps. I went with All Caps because I feel like All Caps was the song that kind of had that reach that
Mm-hmm.
pulled a lot of people in to become
True.
fans of MF Doom.
You could say
And
it's either one. Honestly, it's either one because those two songs in particular are quintessential MF Doom, and I think the fact that we both have MF Doom on our list just shows how much he's important to hip hop. Like it's a different style than probably a lot of other songs on our list. The way he raps, what he raps about, but you can't have hip hop without Doom, man. You just can't. Rest in peace.
I mean, yeah, man, like Doom is just not just for just being a great underground rapper, but for what he represents as far as for style and delivery and
Yeah.
the unorthodox style that you can have in rap. Like it gave way for artists like Earl Sweatshirt to come,
Yep.
and people like people like Charles Hamilton and even
Yep.
Lil B, like his style,
Tyler the Creator. You could say Lupe. Like there's a lot that
right,
MF Doom did for hip hop, and
the way
also,
he the way
oh,
he
go ahead.
weaved comedy into the hip hop as
Yep.
well. Not just it wasn't always about being super serious or super
Mm-hmm.
complex
Lil
or
Dicky, guys like that.
right.
Mm-hmm. Like, and the thing that I like is, yes, he may in America, Doom may have a cult following in America. He may not be the biggest, but if you go worldwide, Doom is worldwide known. Yes, America, it may not be the biggest, but you go to England, Japan, you go anywhere in Europe, they know MF Doom. Like, so this guy might not have been as big in the States, but worldwide, he was a cultural phenomenon for hip hop across the world. So,
Definitely. I
hell
mean,
yeah. You got anything else on Doom before we get to 17?
uh, man, R.I.P. Metal Face Doom, man.
Yeah, facts. Facts. All right, so what you got at 17?
17, I have Mural by the legendary Lupe Fiasco.
Nice. Great fucking choice. That's a good song.
Now, Mural, I definitely knew was gonna be on my top 20 list from the beginning because I wanted to put the song that I felt was the highest level of lyricism displayed
From
in hip hop
Lupe.
from any
Mm.
rapper. Period.
From any rap period.
I
Got you.
feel like Mural is the most complex lyrical specimen in that we've seen in hip hop. I can't think of another record that's as dense and and just thick with metaphor and just layers as Mural. Like
No, you're
just
right.
from a concept of just from wordplay and not and like conceptually as well, and it's just that's just such a very deep. It's just to show the levels of lyrical complexity and what I if you combine this record with what Lupe is doing like outside of rapping, which is working at MIT, which is teaching about hip hop in colleges, which is
Mm-hmm.
legitimizing the art form,
The genre, yeah,
legitimizing
facts.
MC and legitimizing rap as an art form. So it doesn't seem like we looking like it doesn't have to be like a stigma where we look at as a rapper as less than a rock star.
No,
You know,
100%.
where rock stars could perform, they could be 80 years old still doing these rock songs. But if you're a rapper, you got to be done when you like 40.
Which is crazy. Rappers are modern day poet laureates. We've always seen in the history of the world, you want people to tell you the stories in a poem, artistic art form, and that is what the modern day rapper is. And nobody exudes that more than Lupe. And plus, that song is from arguably another one of the best hip hop albums of all time with Tetsu and Youth. My favorite Lupe Fiasco album. I'm glad you chose this song and chose the song from that album to be on your list, 100%. So for me, at 17, I call this the sandwich of this is where I sandwich in at 16, at 17 and 14 are my two old school songs, and they're sandwiched in between which the meat in the sandwich is the modern day. So for 15 and 16, those are my modern day choices, and 14 and 17 are my old school choices. And I can't have a list about best hip hop songs without Dougie Fresh. Yes, Slick Rick is featured, and I will have another Slick Rick song, but I feel like Slick Rick as his own artist is separate from what he did with Dougie Fresh, and Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick the show exudes hip hop, and I think from that era, that song shows you everything you need to know about that era. The way the man incorporated beatboxing into the beat, they were ultimate storytellers. They made you dance, they made you feel something. Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick's The Show is hip hop. So that's my number 17, excuse me.
That's definitely a great number 17. I mean, like when you talk about like Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick, like they were very early examples of high level performance in hip hop,
Yep.
of just being
Yep.
great entertainers.
And they can
Like
still
Dougie
do it
Fresh is
at
not
this
just a
age.
rapper. Dougie Fresh is an entertainer. You know
And
what I
that's the
mean?
thing. Dougie Fresh still can perform and is great to this day.
And I
Like,
mean,
and Slick can still
Slick
perform.
Rick, one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Facts. Big facts.
Top three as far as storytelling.
From
Greatest UK rapper of all time, easily.
and see, that's another thing people don't realize. He's from the UK, just like our guy MF Doom.
I mean, I don't do
Oh,
that.
yeah, you're right.
I would say Doom's from New
America.
York, man.
Oh,
I would
well,
consider Doom New York.
okay, real. Cause see, he was born in Long Beach. Oh, well, that's New York, Long Beach, New York. He lived there, moved to London, and then was back and forth. So that's fair. But Slick Rick is a UK rapper. That's facts. Even
Yeah,
though
like they sent him back. Didn't they send Slick Rick back to the UK?
a little
Or they
bit,
was about to send him back to the UK when he went to jail or something like that.
he was able to come back. So but the Bronx claims Slick Rick. But you are right. He is arguably the greatest UK rapper of all time. So yeah, I got Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick, The Show at 17. What you got at 16?
16, what I got at 16. Oh, 16, I got a classic hip hop record. Uh, this is just this is like, I guess, this song, I would consider this to be the standard for New York street rap.
Okay.
And that is Shook One's Part 2 by Mobb Deep.
Ooh, classic. I'm appalled at myself for not having this record on my list because, like you said, that's East Coast hip hop. If you ever heard it,
I mean, Shook One's Part 2 by Mobb Deep is just, I feel like this is a record that just sets the bar at a certain level. You know,
100%.
you got Prodigy,
Rest
who
in
is
peace.
definitely, rest in peace, Prodigy. Prodigy was one of the most creative MCs to ever walk the face of the earth. He has a style that's very off kilter, very different. His word choice, his tone,
His
his
cadence,
his his
yeah.
yeah, his ability, his believability, his ability to say things and sound believable. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
he really made you feel like, as far as like the New York rappers of that era, guys that maybe feel like they could have really did some of the stuff they was talking about on the record. Prodigy is definitely one of those dudes.
He was
And I
so
mean, later in his
good.
career, he definitely expanded from just being a street rapper.
I was about to say he was so good at putting words together that his rap career is just as good as his author career as a book writer. He has 4 books out. One being The Infamous Life, a life story. One being his cookbook about prison cooking. The other one is a legitimate sci-fi or not sci Pulp Fiction tale from the 1950s about a gangster. It's called Ritual, which is insane. And then he has The State versus Prodigy, which is a post-hominist book, I believe. But the fact that he was not only able to do a cookbook, a life story book, inspirational, and then a Pulp Fiction fiction book, that just shows how much this guy is a true wordsmith.
Definitely, man. Definitely Prodigy is definitely one of my favorite New York artists. Um, and yeah, I definitely had to include Shook One's Part 2. And man, I I just realized I have another honorable mention because I realized I left this song off my list.
Okay, go ahead.
And
You can
I'm
say it
like,
real quick.
damn, this is a terrible omission
What's
that
your
I
other
have to
honorable mention?
pause.
What you got, real quick?
Urgent honorable mention. Many Men by 50 Cent.
Oh, well, wait. Don't talk about it no more. Cause see, I got that one. I got that one kind of high.
Okay,
So
you
yeah,
got it. So
yeah,
Lynn took care of it.
yeah, yeah. I
But
got you.
I
Don't you
had to do
worry.
an emergency honorable
Yeah,
mention.
don't you worry. I got you
Because when I
taken
thought
care
about
of.
New York Street Rat, I said, damn, 50,
Mm-hmm.
damn.
Yep. Don't you worry. I got you.
These lists is not the most easiest thing to do, bro.
No, it's hard, and when I
It's
feel
harder than
bad
you think, bro.
when I finish saying my list. When we get through it, I'm gonna tell you what I feel bad about because I only got one of a certain type of rap, which makes me really upset at myself. But at number 16, this is me giving love to the modern day. To me, they're two modern day goats, and what this guy does, the way he paints a picture, he's one of the best rappers going today. He is represents West Coast to the highest standard, and I know people when they expect a Kendrick Lamar song, they may expect a bunch of them, but when I think Kendrick Lamar is at his best doing what he does, I chose Ronald Reagan era from Section 80 at number 16. I think that is Kendrick Lamar at his ultimate, telling a story about the West Coast, but also telling a story about what's going on in the world, how the crack epidemic, what Ronald Reagan did affected Compton and the black community as a whole. And he told that story brilliantly with Ronald Reagan era. So I got Kendrick Lamar, Ronald Reagan era at number 16.
Yeah, I definitely like that for number 16. I mean that was just an all around good record.
Yeah, it
Very
was
underrated
great.
songwriting and just the structure, right? Was that Ash Riser on the that's the guy who sings I think that's Ash Riser, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I
We're
think
far from here,
yeah, I
like you're
believe
from
so.
far.
For no, the Compton Boulevard. Yeah, no, I think that is him. Let me look that up real quick. But that to me, Section 80, I still hold as the and I know people say there's other Kendrick projects that are better than that. Sure, objectively, but to me, that's my favorite. Like what that project did for me showed me a bunch.
That's the project that made most
Yeah,
real
Ash
Kendrick
Riser.
fans.
Yeah, bro.
It's
That's
almost like if you didn't if you wasn't like see the people that became fans during like Section 80, that's the motherfuckers that was trying to tell everybody about Kendrick Lamar before Good Kid Mad City
City.
came out. And
Yep.
then it was like, oh, like,
Everybody jumped on the bandwagon, and for
that's the
that
niggas
point,
in schools like, bro, this dude Kendrick Lamar, he from fucking California, you crazy.
you're
Like, this
absolutely right. Because I remember going to the Club Paradise tour, the Take Care album tour, where Kendrick opened up in New Orleans. It was Kendrick and ASAP Rocky. People knew who ASAP Rocky was. Kendrick was performing Section 80, and me and my friends singing Rigor Mortis, singing Ronald Reagan era. They had people in New Orleans like, who is this? Get this nigga off the stage. What is this? What is this? Bring ASAP Rocky. And I was like, y'all just don't know. And then when Good Kid Mad City came and he performed, it went crazy. It was like, nah, y'all should have listened what niggas was trying to tell y'all. Because like, when I heard Rigor Mortis for the first time, it was like, who the fuck is this California rapper that is just amazing? Like, and Section 80 is the project that showed me that Ronald Reagan, I think, era is the song that encapsulates that the best of Kendrick. And yeah, man, that's the one I went with at 16. 16 and 15 are my love for today's hip hop. I didn't want to put them any higher because I think as time goes on, the two artists that I have at 16 and 15 will end up being higher. But for right now, that's where I got them. So what you got at number 15?
All right, for number 15, I finally have a song by my favorite artist, Kanye
Okay.
West.
Okay.
All Falls Down.
Nice. Can't have a list without that. Like that's quintessential Kanye West.
And I mean, I picked All Falls Down because what All Falls Down is big for hip hop because man, this represents the change Kanye brought to the hip hop to the culture that people kind of forget about because it was long ago.
You don't get Drake without Kanye.
If
you
you
don't
weren't
get
alive
Cudi.
at that time, you don't remember. But like
It was
it
big.
changed like the gangster image. Like you got Kanye, this is a hit record. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a big record, and Kanye is on here talking about like regular everyday people problems.
I remember being coming off
this girl self-conscious. The major that she majored in don't make no money, but she can't drop like these problems people go through in real life. Like
yeah, that's real shit. I remember coming off school and going home and watching 106 in Park when the song's video premiered. And that video was amazing because he did the different perspective. He did, like you said, it was everyday people shit. He filmed it like he was filming his girl going off to college and like the reverse of everything. It was beautiful, bro. Like, did like man, it sucks to see what Kanye is doing today, but like if you go back and look at what he was doing when he was at the peak of his powers, you understand why he got so famous because the shit he was making was the best. It was the best shit ever at that time.
He's one of the most relatable artists, and I mean, he's one of those artists that kind of it made it feel like it made people feel like it was okay to be
normal.
You don't have to be the most gangster like.
He's one of the reasons why rap crossed over because it showed that, oh, you can be a rapper and not have to just be a gangster rapper. Like, without Kanye West, we don't get rap in the pop avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So I applaud that choice 100%. And speaking of people who transitioned rap into the popular era, like I said, 15 and 16 are my modern day GOATs. I did Kendrick Lamar. The other modern day GOAT is at 15. This is my favorite artist. People are going to say, Lyndon, why'd you choose this one? But Farrah already said it. At 15, I got Tuscan Leather by Drake. I feel that is the best. I go down saying this every time. I think that's the best Drake song ever. If you like rapper Drake, that is the best rap song ever. And like, from him. When I'm saying that, that's the best Drake song ever, I think, in my opinion. In terms of Drake rapping, that he's at the peak of his powers. The way he flips the beat, like when the beat flips 3 different times, the inverse while he was talking about the Fresh Prince and his 90s fantasies, that shit was amazing. We'll see who's still around a decade from now. That's a bar that stands out in my head. And the way that he was just talking about climbing up the ladder and making it, and then what it means when you make it is beautiful. I could have chose The Ride, which is also a great song that Drake makes rapping, but I think Tuscan Leather just incorporates what you expect from Drake as an artist, and this is why people get upset when he doesn't reach the level that he showed us he could reach, because Tuscan Leather is incredible, and I hope we get that Drake again at some point in time.
Right.
Because that's him at his best, I feel.
Definitely. I definitely feel like that's definitely Drake in his best form. This is what it like when Drake is rapping like how he really can rap, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is what got Drake to where Drake didn't become the big star necessarily because of the pop. Drake became a big star for rapping well.
Facts. You know, that's what people don't understand, bro. Like the early shit.
The pop shit became
the bigger,
if not bigger than his, like, you know what I'm saying? His rapping.
So from everything that happened from
comeback, so marketable.
Up to Nothing was the same. You got Still Fly, the ignorant shit with Wayne, where you can argue he out-rapped Wayne. Let's not forget Forever. Like, I didn't choose any of the deep posse cuts like Forever or Swagger Like Us, but there was an era where you had the best rappers on a song, and it was to see who was the best. Like, some people say Eminem had the best verse on Forever. Drake is up there, man. Like, and rapping Drake is what got him to be great. It just so happened that Hold On, We're Going Home is on the same album.
Drake has the most memorable opening line from that song. By far.
So I'm glad we both it's funny, we both put the same Drake song on the list, but I got Tuscan Leather at 15. All right, what you got at 14?
All right, 14. This is one where people might be like, wow, like I wasn't expecting this song to be this high. But I think this song is this is quintessential Southern hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
This is quintessential Memphis hip hop.
Oh.
And this could have very easily been another song, but just off of preference, I chose to pick Poppin' My Collar by Triple
Nice. I'm glad you did. I didn't have any 3 6 Mafia on my shit, but this song, I'll be popping my collar. That was an era, man. Like, I remember that being played at middle school dances, high school dance. Like, that Memphis 3 6 Mafia, they took over the world. Them dudes won an Oscar for how good music shit they was making.
And I think this was now what Poppin' My Collar, big thing about this record is it shows how like Southern rap, the great Southern rap comes from the underground and is usually very gritty, it's very raw, it's very vulgar, it's very provocative. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And but somehow people are able to come with songs like "Popping My Collar" that are able to transcend that, or
Yep.
songs like "Stay Fly,"
Mm-hmm.
or songs like "Sipping on Some Syrup," which
Depending on some
really shouldn't have.
scissor. Yeah.
But it's still like
It was so
But I think I
provocative that
wanted to
it
pick
popped
some
off.
song, huh?
I said it was so provocative that it popped off. Like people
Right,
love Juicy J. Juicy J says the wildest shit. You say no to ratchet pussy. Juicy J can't. Like
right,
they've
right, right.
always done that.
And I feel like 3 6 Mafia does represent such an influential like part of hip hop, like the way people sample in hip hop, the
Mm-hmm.
the cadences people rap in. Like I feel like just what they did as far as being influences from Memphis, and how they how we got shit like the Suicide Boys and shit now, like
You don't
just
have that
off
without
the
them.
strength of like what 3 6 Mafia did, like we wouldn't have a lot of stuff we got right now. We wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
like people like Space Ghost Perp, and if we don't have Space Ghost Perp, we don't have a whole bunch of other shit. Like,
Yeah,
so I
fact. I
think
mean, look at
I just wanted to pick a song that represented what they brought to the game, but it could have just as easily been sipping on some syrup. Could have just as easily been uh
Stay Fly.
it, yeah, it could have just as easily been Stay Fly. I definitely just wanted to represent 3 6 Mafia with that one right there though.
Hell yeah, I love that choice. Glad you had 3 6 on the list. At number 14, this is my sandwich. This is the other old school joint I got, and this is probably the last of the. Well, I got one more old school, but it's not really old school. But this is the last from that era that I have on my list. I have Children's Story, Slick Rick. I had to double dip. I felt that Dougie Fresh deserved his own spot, but I felt Slick Rick also deserved his own spot because what he did in Children's Story, the way he told that story that was in that song was
See,
impeccable. Me
my
at 12 years with my mom listening, I could sing word for word that song, and I still remember all the words in that fucking song because of my mom. And like she showed me old school hip hop, and this was my favorite of that era.
See, I'm glad you holding it down for the 80s.
I had to.
Cause I don't I hold it down for the 80s, but I didn't hold it down crazy
That's the it though.
I ain't
That's
gonna
the
say too
end.
much, but I held it down for the 80s.
Yeah.
But
That's the last one I had, and my because my mom was talking to me about you're not gonna have to the hip hop, the hip. I was like, no, mom, because for
nah, I'm not
me,
gonna have that.
I'm
That
not
shit is
gonna have
crazy,
that.
right?
I want the best of what that had. Like y'all's era was cool, but I don't think that was the best of y'all's era. With the best of y'all's era, I feel is Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh, and I got both of them. You could also say Rakim. I'm not mad if someone says Rakim or what's
Big
the other
Daddy
guy? Yeah, Big
Kane,
Daddy Kane. Yeah,
Master
those are
Ace,
the
Cool G Rap.
the best of that era for sure. So, but that's the last one I have. Shout out to Slick Rick, Children's Story at number 14. All right, what you got at 13? Now we getting into the nitty gritty
Oh,
for me. I feel like after that, once I got my Drake shit and Kendrick shit off, I feel like now this shit is nitty gritty, like tough, 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 tough.
uh, number 13. This is one of just the certified hood classics, man.
Okay.
You can't have a top 20 list without a certified hood classic. And it is no more certified hood of a classic than Set It Off by Boosie.
Oh shit! Emergency honorable mention. I wrote it on my list. I forgot to put it. I'm glad you got it. Legitimately, I'm gonna show you right here because I asked you about it and I was like, I'm not choosing "Wipe Me Down," but I had set it on. Oh, you can't see because of my background, but I had set
It
it
could
on.
have just as easily been Wipe Me
Wipe Me
Down.
Down. Yeah, it
How
could
do
be
you really
independent. Yeah, but to your point, if you're in Louisiana or anywhere in the South, set it off is bigger than Wipe Me Down and independent. I feel
Bro, you
because
gotta rap. Bro, people listen to Set
people
It
set
Off
it
and
off
Wipe Me
like.
Down in Cali. They listen to that
Yes,
all
yes.
like that in Virginia. Every man, that is the Carolinas, like all over. Like
I'm glad you got that at
it transcended the regional thing, I feel.
like they play that at all LSU games. They play that at UL basketball. They play that at sporting events. That's how much Boosie transcended with "Set It Off." Like that song's huge.
Definitely huge. And I mean, and just Boosie as an artist is definitely, I mean, I feel like
Underrated.
he's the quintessential Louisiana rapper. Like
Mm.
I feel like there is Wayne. Wayne is the ultimately the greatest
Yeah, I was about to say.
Louisiana rapper, but I feel like Boosie is a better representation of what
Okay.
you mostly hear from Louisiana rap.
That's
Like
fair. Because more people try to sound
most
like
most
Bootsy.
Louisiana rappers today are
Yeah.
more Boosie than Wayne.
Then Wayne. That's a fact. That's a fact. I agree with that
Partially because
100%.
it's kind of difficult to do
What Wayne
what,
did. Yeah.
what Lil Wayne do. Like you can't,
Mhm.
everybody can't isn't capable of doing that.
But that Baton Rouge Louisiana sound comes from Boosie Webby, like that era, like
Hmm.
it is what it is. Like when you get outside of that, like when you think of other Louisiana artists, like Currency doesn't sound like anybody. Wayne doesn't sound like most artists from Louisiana. Young Boy sounds more like Boosie than he does Wayne. Kevin Gates sounds more like Boosie than he does Wayne. Like it just is what it is. It's like those guys created a sound and it's still around to this day. So I'm glad you chose that at 13. For me at 13, this is where I got my Jay-Z song. I some people will not agree with this. I already know. Some people may say why you didn't choose something from Reasonable Doubt Blueprint, but
My Jay-Z song is actually next.
oh, lit. Okay. So I talked to my pops, and like I told you off air, my pops is the biggest Jay-Z fan. And I told him this is what I think should be on the list. And he agreed with me because he felt that this showed what Jay-Z is. And the fact that he put this song on his album where he was telling everybody he was retiring. In this song, he was showing everything that he had. And after this, it was like, if I retire, I'm good because I said everything I needed to say. And it's what more can I say? The one where he starts off with, "Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?" And it's the off the Black album. What more can I say? I absolutely love that song. I think that's quintessential Jay Z. I believe it's Just Blaze on the beat. Like it is just everything you want from that Rockefeller era. And I feel like what more can I say encapsulates all of that.
Definitely. I mean that's solid. I feel like is other JC songs
Oh
that
yeah,
just
you could have
represent Jay.
chose. Yeah, no, for
I
sure.
feel like I picked a good solid one.
What you got at
Mine is
12? So
next.
what you
So
got?
see, what I have at number 12
Mm-hmm.
is "Feeling It" by Jay Z.
Oh, that's a,
This is classic Jay Z.
it
This
is. You
is
could have chose
a
so
great
many.
hook. This is what I feel. In my opinion, listening to Jay Z, this is like peak level Jay Z. I feel like Jay Z at his best is when he's weaving a lot of when he's weaving the real shit into just being
Yeah,
slick, and because Jay Z is really a slick talker. He's
he
a slick
is.
talk rapper. That's his style. Jay Z is kind of like Drake. Drake's style is somewhat similar to that, but
So to Jay
they
Z, yeah,
slick talk
facts.
rappers. They not
Mm-hmm.
very over the top with their punchlines. They're real understated, and and then you be like, oh yeah, you don't really it don't hit
Get
right
it right
away
away. Yep. Facts.
necessarily. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Facts.
but I feel like on songs like "Feeling It," that's when it's like,
He
it
doing
really
his
like, okay,
thing.
Jay Z is talking on here,
No,
and
that's
I
a
feel
great
like
one.
it's another one of them songs that make you feel something. It's one of them
Mm-hmm.
songs you hear it and there's an emotion, there's a feeling that comes with it. So that's
Man,
why I picked that one to,
that's
I guess,
such a good
represent Jay
choice.
Z and his impact on the game.
That's a great choice. And when you said that, all the songs running through my head, I could have chose Public Service Announcement. That's a great fucking Jay Z
Definitely
song
could
with
have
a
chose Public
feeling.
Service Announcement.
Like holy shit! And if you want to get fun Jay Z, you could have chose any of his songs with Pharrell or Big Pimpin'. Like he is. I understand why people consider him the GOAT. He has a lot of just you could have chosen. Same with Wayne, same with Tupac, Biggie, Kendrick, Drake. You could have chose a lot of different songs from them. And
Man,
I'm
Jay
and I'm
Z, what Jay Z did is that's the thing. Jay Z and Drake are very similar artists. The thing with Jay Z is kind of like Drake if Drake had the advantages in hip hop
yeah.
of being from the mecca of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I know I get
But he's
exactly
the
what you're saying
same
by that.
type of. I see this artist from over here that probably nobody else is
I'm
probably
gonna
gonna
pick
work
him.
with, but
Yeah, I'm
I'm gonna
over.
get on this song with Juvenile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go down there to fucking Houston, Texas,
I'm
and get on
big
this
with
song with
Pimp C.
goddamn Pimp C
Mm-hmm.
and Bun B because
Jay Z did
I
a lot of
recognize
the
that.
Drake things. You absolutely right. Anytime he needed a hit, he would go to these other regions and bring them to New York. But no one ever questioned that because, like you said, he's from New York. He's from the Mecca. People didn't. It was never viewed as like that. But you're absolutely right. Like Jay-Z went
But
to
I mean, the thing
all the
with Jay Z
areas
though is that Jay Z is not on
from
some
Thug,
get you to
Jeezy.
come right for me and I take all your
Mm.
shit. Like is Jay Z is on some this is a collab. You know what I'm
Sure,
saying? We on this
sure.
song together. We shooting the video and
Well,
like
not all the time, because niggas had beef
the
with him about that
interaction
video
was
shit.
usually a little
A
better.
little different for sure. I'll give you that. All right, that's your number 12. And number 12 for me, this is where I go with my Snoop Dogg song. And this is a personal song. I understand you could have chose something from Gin and Juice. There's a multiple Snoop songs, but growing up, when I heard this song, I thought it was special. And this is a song that made me look up other Snoop songs. I'm going Beautiful, Snoop Dogg featuring Pharrell. This is just
Oh
feel
wow.
good, good raps. Like I remember the video where they was in Brazil. I absolutely loved "Beautiful" by Snoop Dogg and Pharrell.
That's definitely one of them songs. It's one of them songs. If you close your eyes and listen to that song, it's like being in a time machine. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, man, this song came out so long ago, but
It
this
feels
song was
good.
inescapable at one point.
Yep, it was the biggest, and it's just it's a vibe. Like you've been saying, songs need to make you feel
Hmm.
something, and this
And
song
I
definitely makes you feel something.
and that's definitely marks
An era, yeah.
a era for Snoop, like because
Mm-hmm.
Snoop Dogg got his kind of where he kind of pivoted from like gangster rap to just being on some more
Just a
fly,
rapper,
smooth,
yeah, fly, cool dude.
pimping type,
Mm-hmm. Because I remember he had
funkadelic
that
type shit,
one.
almost like.
He had Beautiful, and then he had the one where the raw penis is clean, Your Highness, and then it was drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's
Right.
hot, or the pimp, yeah, like
Like
you
it's
said,
a
yeah.
whole different vibe than what he came
And
out with.
honestly, that era is what made him. I don't want to say palatable because that sounds fucked up, but that era allowed him to be able to work with Martha Stewart. That era allowed him
Right.
to be able to be worldwide and marketable and be this guy that Snoop's the uncle of America type
Because
shit.
he was able to make that transition without compromising his
So,
image,
yeah,
and he and keeping his respect and everything.
came to fly. I smoke weed, pimp, stoner, player guy. Like that's what it was. So,
Definitely.
but
I mean,
oh no, what you was gonna say? Because I was about to say that's my number 12. What you got at 11? Unless you got something else on Snoop.
oh no, I got it. I was gonna say at number 11. All right, at number 11, I have my Kendrick Lamar song.
Okay,
I have "Sing About Me" by Kendrick
nice.
Lamar.
That's a great one.
So
That's his best
now
song on Good Kid, in my opinion.
this is a very contentious thing for me.
Mhm,
So
okay.
because I was very torn between this song and number 10. So this song really could have been number 10 because I was struggling because both of these songs are very like deep, somewhat story,
Mm-hmm.
but somewhat
A vibe.
I ain't gonna I don't want not too many spoilers, but like this is a very contentious thing for me. But "Sing About Me" by Kendrick Lamar, I have this at number 11 because I feel like this is I feel like this is an example of what Kendrick Lamar does the best when he raps, and that's being able to tell a story, uh, weave elements of reality into that story, or just the whole story might be reality, and convey it in a way that might convey a positive message while still being palatable while not being preachy, while still getting your point across. Like, and I mean, "Sing About Me" is another one of those songs that makes you feel something. You
Yeah,
listen to that, you're supposed to feel something.
that's a
No, you
fact.
hear that and it doesn't inspire something within you. You
That's
know.
my favorite song on Good Kid, Mad City. 100%.
Yeah,
It's
it's
either
definitely my favorite song from Good Kid, Mad City too.
it's that one and Black Boy Fly. I think
Is
both of
is
those
is
songs
is
give a
"Sing About
message.
Me" and "Money Trees" for me.
Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, no, Sing About Me, when you hear that, I was like, oh shit, this is special. It honestly gives you a similar feeling to the one I had with Ronald Reagan era. That's, I think, when Kendrick is doing that shit is when he's at his best. Like you said, he's giving a message, but it's not preachy. He gonna tell you the bad and the good, and you gonna feel the type of way by the end of the song.
And I think another thing, I think it also displayed something that he does, which is his ability to rap from multiple perspectives.
Good point.
His ability to to not only allow you to relate to him, but relate to people that he knows or has come
Mm-hmm.
across in his life. So I
Good
mean, I
point.
definitely think that like it definitely just displays so many great elements of hip hop, and I think that's just definitely just one of the best songs of this like the modern era of hip hop for real with
For sure.
Sing About Me.
Hell
And then it
yeah.
switches to I'm Dying of Thirst. There's a whole beat switch, and there's a
Yeah.
whole other part
Different
of the song.
song.
Like there's also that aspect of it too. The and this the cinematic nature of it. If you in the context of Good Kid, Mad City, Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst is what happens after like they go out in the
They do the
streets and
mission,
get into
yeah.
all kind of bullshit. And
Mm-hmm.
now you scared and you with your grandma and them and she trying to pray
Mm-hmm.
for y'all because y'all might have done
Then did
fucked
some
up.
bad shit. Yeah, facts.
You know, like
100%. That's the transition of the album. That's the post the climax. This is the
right.
instant come
And
down
and
of
I
that.
just think in the context of that album, is so cinematic. It's like a movie. That's
I
really
agree.
what that whole album is. Is like a movie. It's like a Boys in the Hood type film.
I agree 100%. So at number 11 for me, this is where I have. This is the thing that I'm upset at myself. I don't have more women rappers on my list. I only have one, and I apologize for that. But at number 11, I have arguably the goat. Is either this person or Nicki Minaj, and I don't think Nicki Minaj passed this person up yet. I got Lauryn Hill, Doo Wop, that thing, just a vibe, man. The Lauren was telling stories, she was rapping her ass off, and the song sounds so good. It's
Mm-hmm.
memorable. It's from still the best album from a woman rapper. People say that X Factor, Miseducation of Lauren Hill, like people still say that's the best. And what she did and do wop that thing is incredible. So that's what I got at number 11.
That's solid. I mean, I definitely. I mean, man, Lauryn Hill, in my opinion, is the best female MC
I'm with you.
of all time. I mean, as far as just ability to rap, like flat out rap, like it don't get too much. The way she was talking on songs like that, and on songs like "The Mystery of Iniquity" and stuff like that,
Yes.
like I think what she
We ain't seen
represented
nobody
to
else
hip
do
hop was
that.
crazy.
Yeah, no one, no other woman has been able to do what she has done on the mic. Like it is what it is. So what you got at number 10?
All right,
Now
number
we get into the
10.
top 10. Yeah.
So starting off my top 10 is "Stand" by Eminem.
Oh, see, oh, you should have told me. We could have waited to talk about it. I put it in. That's why. Look, I think that's the best Eminem song. Funny enough, we agree on certain songs being the best for certain artists. That's funny.
But yeah, "Stand" by Eminem. I think this is definitely one of the this is what I feel is the best Eminem song
I
because I
agree.
feel like I mean Mockingbird is up there as well because of how personal it is for him. But as far as I mean, just a well written song, beginning, middle, and end storytelling. This is elite level. Like it's not many stories that can compare to Stan. Just the way it's written, the rhyme schemes, like
The
the way
twist.
Eminem lays this track is honestly is amazing, man.
I
And I
remember the
mean,
video. The video
huh?
was crazy. I
The
remember watching
video
the
is
video
one
on
of the best hip
TRL.
hop videos
Yeah.
I've ever. It's one of the best music videos I've ever seen.
The twist
Um,
was insane. Like me being a young kid and seeing that, I was like, "What the fuck?"
yes, it was like it's something made you. They had you thinking about it all like the
Yeah,
next day and shit. Like
that's
damn,
a fact.
it
That is a
was him
fact.
the whole time. Like so I definitely like I felt like I had to include something with Eminem. Eminem's ridiculous. When you talk about the art of rhyme, when you talk about
He's
rhymers, the
one of the
ability to
best.
rhyme words together, like Eminem is definitely one of the, if not the greatest to ever do it, as far as just rhyming, making things rhyme that shouldn't rhyme. Rhyming things that aren't supposed to rhyme.
Hmm.
Rhyming numbers with letters. Right?
No, you're right. You're right. So, all right, that's your number 10. At number 10 for me, this is my ode to an era of Houston hip hop where Houston hip hop might have, I don't want to say fallen off, but the era of Bun B, Pimp C, Scarface, that era had kind of slowly fell. If it became older and Houston sound was looking for something, and I'm glad that I was able to choose this song where these three guys were on it at the time and they revitalized Houston music. They revitalized the whole scene to be looking at Chopped and Screwed and everything going on. I got Still Tipping by Mike Jones featuring Slim Thug and Paul Wall. You could have chose a multitude of songs from either of these guys, but I chose this one because it incorporated all of them and it basically was when you look at the definition of early 2000s Houston hip hop, you will see these three guys' faces in the dictionary. So that's why I chose Still Tipping at number 10.
Yeah, and see with that era of hip hop, man, that era of Houston hip hop, like if we with that, we talking post screwed up click,
Mm-hmm.
post Fat Pat and them dudes like that, like that's like I feel like
That
you
was
could have
our
said
era
that.
of
You
Houston
could have.
hip hop,
It's so
honestly.
many songs that could have. You
Yeah.
could pick Welcome to H Town, Slim Thug. Like
Facts.
you could say goddamn Back
Who?
Then by
Mike
Mike
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah. Back
Like
then. Yep. Mm-hmm.
but that era of Houston definitely had hip hop on the chokehold.
Sitting Sideways, Paul Wall.
I
That
would
you
have
could.
picked Sitting Sideways
I
by
was gonna say
Paul
you
Wall.
could choose. There's so
That
many,
would have
but
been my. That would be.
I
But I
wanted to.
represented.
Yeah.
I feel like I represented Houston on my list very well, as you will see coming up.
And I wanted to make it to where I paid homage to all three of those dudes because I think all three of them were equally as important for making that sound. Whereas Paul Wall had a lot of mainstream appeal with the number and the back then and everything. Not Paul Wall, Mike Jones, excuse me. Mike Jones had a lot of mainstream appeal with the back then song. Paul Wall got the white audience, and Slim Thug was like the best rapper of
Yeah.
the bunch. So it was they needed all three of them at that same time. And if you throw Chameleon in there, it just brings it to a whole nother level.
Yes. Another major emergency
Go
honorable mention.
ahead.
Mo City Dying freestyle by Zero.
Oh, great.
Major honorable mention.
Great. I agree. I'm putting that on. Yeah.
Major.
Mm-hmm.
Riding Dirty by Chameleon there. Major honorable
Yeah.
mention.
They see me
Like,
rolling. Now, and that had impact, bro. People still love that fucking song, bro. So I'm glad. So I'm glad I was able to put that in there at number 10. All right, what you got at number 9?
number 9. Number 9, I got the goddamn arguably the greatest party or club record of all time. Back that ass up by the Hot Boys.
Oh, let's wait. Let's wait. Please, let's wait. I got it higher. I got it way higher. Yeah, I got it high.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we can get to that one.
But I agree, it is incredible. So at number 9 for me, I got Nas, "The World Is Yours." My dad told me I should go with "Life's a Bitch," but when I think of "The World Is Yours" being on NBA Street, being the song that really represents basketball and like in like just Rucker Park, and when I hear this song, I just think of New Orleans not New Orleans, New York in the 90s. I think of just wearing Timberlands, wearing your jersey at Rucker Park. I'm just picturing whose world is this? The world is yours. So that's the song I got. I feel like Illmatic, not Illmatic, but I feel like Nas had to have a song on this list. And to me, "The World Is Yours" is that song for me.
Great choice. I mean, great Nas song. Nas is another artist that's also represented very well on my list.
Okay.
On my list. Uh, I mean, "The World Is Yours." I definitely love that song. That is probably one of my songs, "King of Kin" from my last album.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I sampled the same. I used the same
Same.
sample to make the beat.
So that
Um,
song means a lot to you then. Yeah, it just shows.
right. But but yeah, like I mean, that song, man, that beat is amazing. That's definitely very amazing
Yes,
instrumental.
it is.
It's another one of them songs where it kind of just like it makes you feel, so it gives you outlook on life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what you got at number 8?
Number 8, man. I mean, certified classic banger. "Ambitions as a Rider" by Tupac.
Nice, nice, nice. Talk about it. I'm glad you got it.
No top 20 hip hop songs is complete without some Tupac. I
Facts.
mean, "Ambitions as a Rider." This is like this is one of them songs where the beat is just as legendary as the song itself. Like this, Ambitions as a Rider is a legendary freestyle beat. This is a legendary radio beat
Come
that the
up to the thing,
DJs play when
yeah.
rappers want to freestyle. Like this
The
is
five
highly
fingers of
influential
death.
early gangster rap. This is this is elite gangster rap right here.
Facts. Drop the
Um,
beat for me, Sway, and Ambitions of the Rider will play. Facts.
I mean, like you got that crazy and that snare, that industrial sounding snare that where
Mm-hmm.
like is definitely like such a crazy, such ahead of its time production right there. Like definitely production, I feel was ahead of its time, and I think Tupac's flow in there is crazy. I mean, he Tupac's voice, his vocal inflection, because Tupac is
Crazy.
one of those artists that he found a way to not necessarily have to be the most complex lyrically
But he makes
while
you
still
feel.
delivering these amazing rhymes, but an amazing getting his point across in such a very impressive way through his
Mm-hmm.
vocal inflections, through his through how he would use his voice and how he would deliver his lyrics, you know?
No, I agree.
And I
His
definitely think like Ambitions as a Rider, that's just this is one of the greatest hip hop songs of all time. Definitely sets the bar high for gangster rap as far as in the 90s.
Yeah, you know, you nailed it on the head. Like, no list could be complete without Tupac, and I'm glad you went with that one. And I'm glad we chose two different sides of Tupac for our list. So for me at number 8, this is my love for Lil Wayne. And there's so many Wayne songs I could have chose. I didn't want to choose. And let me be upfront. I could have chose anything from the Drought 3, from Dedication. I could chose anything from his mixtape series. But I went with something from the Carter 2 that I think
I
that
mean, Wayne is also on Back That Ass Up.
true, but that I have that for a different reason. This song to me is what made people really be like, "Oh, this Lil Wayne guy is incredible." I went with Hustler's music. I absolutely love Hustler's music, bro, and I
Yeah,
think
that's to me that's the quintessential Lil Wayne
Lil
song.
Wayne, yeah, bro, like that song shows you his best of the best. Like when Wayne's at his best, it's Hustler's music, 100%.
Yeah, I definitely think Hustler Music, like that's definitely one of those songs that I feel when it came out, it made a lot of people respect Wayne.
Facts.
And it made a lot of people respect the South.
Yep.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why I
Because
chose it. And he still did singing stuff on there. He still had his melodies, but it was no, I can rap my ass off.
and it was at a time where a lot of people had stuff to say about Wayne, where they questioning like, oh, is he real? Was he a real
Mm-hmm.
gangster? You've been rich since you was whatever, right? They're questioning how you real you or whatever you is, but you can't deny that what he's saying on this song
It's
sound real.
real as fuck. Yes,
You know?
indeed. And I know some people might have chosen Millie, Lollipop, but to me, it's Hustler's music,
Because
100%.
it fully encompasses what Wayne's capable of, not only just
Yep.
being lyrical and being able to put words together, but also being able to convey that emotion and that feeling
Yep.
through his hooks and through how he's able to carry that song, you know?
Yep, it was all of his it was all of his infinity stones to make the gauntlet. Whereas Amelie might have had the power and the mind stone, Lollipop might have had the soul and the reality stone.
Right. But
Hustler's
they didn't
music
have the
had all of
content.
them. Yep, exactly.
Because
Exactly.
that's always the biggest
His
knock
biggest
against Lil
criticism.
Wayne is his
Yeah.
content. Is that
Mm-hmm.
is he's saying amazing shit. It's just he's
What
not
is he
talking about
talking about?
nothing super like important to the world,
Mhm.
you know?
And this was his attempt at that, and I think he was successful. So, yep. At number 8, I got Hustler's music. What you got at number 7?
Oh, number 7 is a certified classic. Um, one of the, if not the biggest West Coast records of all time, "Regulators" by Nate Dogg and
Ooh,
Warren G.
I am so upset at myself that I don't have that. Thank you. That yo, people don't give Nate Dogg enough of his flowers. This song is amazing.
Yeah, man, Nate Dogg and Warren G, bro. "Regulators," man, like this is just one of them just certified
Mm-hmm.
classics. A song that's never going away. It's a song that
Regulators,
would never
mount
go
up.
away. It's a song that always withstands the test of time. I mean,
And great
is just an
storytelling too
all
by Warren
around
G.
great record. It represents the West Coast. It represents Nate Dogg as one of the early like guys that that popularized the rap singing style.
The Hook King.
That something that he don't get a lot as much credit for. Like
He
I feel
doesn't.
like it's certain guys that like was really important to that rap singing stuff
It's
that
him.
really don't get talked about. It's people like Nate Dogg, it's people like Big Mo, people like
Mm-hmm.
Zero that
Yep.
like really went hard with that. People like Montel Jordan.
Yeah,
Actually, like,
because
who's actually very,
everybody.
he had such a vibe with his
Yeah,
stuff,
he
you know.
did. Everybody
It
likes
was
to
a
give
different, you
credit
know.
to 50 Cent, to Kanye, to T-Pain, to Wayne, to give us guys like Cuddy and Drake. But like to your point, without Nate Dogg, we don't get the people I just named. Without Zero, without the people you name, like 100%, Nate Dogg is the original Hook King.
And another thing, this was another close one because like I said, I didn't want to put multiple songs by the same artist,
Mm-hmm.
but this could have just as easily been "Ain't No Fun" if the homies
Mm.
can't have none. This could have
Yeah.
also totally, completely interchangeable right here.
I like it. I like that choice. So at number 7 for me, I told you to hold off. This is where I got 50 Cent Mini Men. Talk about an incredible fucking record, bro. Like Mini Men, I know you could have chosen
Yes,
a lot of 50 Cent songs, but the same thing we said about Wayne can be said for this song. Mini Men incorporates everything that 50 Cent does well. Singing well, rapping about his gangster shit, making you feel something, and it was just dark and gritty and a vibe. Like
yes.
it's amazing.
And you got, and then if you know the full history
True.
of
It
that
makes it that
record,
much better.
that's impactful like a lot. Like this is really like the stuff people think King Von and them is doing right
It's 50
now.
Cent.
50 Cent is actually one of the first ones to actually really do this on that
That's
level.
why
I
he
mean,
went talk to Chief Keef when Chief Keef first came out. He was like, "You don't want to be beefing with everybody doing all this shit public." Trust me, I've been there. It leads to death and destruction.
but it also leads to some great records,
True.
unfortunately. Like, I mean, Many Men is crazy. I mean, you got the flow he comes with, the instrumental, the
Mm-hmm.
hook. 50
The
Cent, such amazing hooks. Great writer of hooks.
Get Rich or Die Trying is arguably one of the best hip hop albums of all time, and
Arguably the greatest, or definitely arguably the greatest
the
album.
fact
I
that we
mean,
got Many Men in the club, 21 Questions, like and there's still some that I'm not even naming, but the fact that we got those 3 smashes from that one album just shows the brilliance and the genius that is 50 Cent, and I had to have him on this list, so that's Many Men. At number 6, what you got?
number 6. Oh, number 6, another undeniable classic, man. And I feel like I might have overrepresented the West Coast, man. I show love to the West
You
Coast
did.
on my list, man. But it's because that Dr. Dre era, man,
Was huge, it
there's
was.
so many classic records that came out, bro. And I no list is complete. There's no way I could have left this off. Now leaving Many Men, there's no way I should have left that off. That is egregious. That honestly, Many Men should honestly be somewhere in my top 10. Like I just let that slip my mind. That was
See,
egregious
I
on
had
my
to
part.
do it. So what you
But
got? What you got at 6?
number 6, Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube.
Oh, I got it at 4, so we could talk about it now. It's not far ahead. I got it
Right.
at number 4. I think, bro, in terms of storytelling, like it wasn't like as in depth as something like Stan, but you saw that man's full day in your head as you're going through it, and I love it. That's why I have it at 4. I was like, because I was torn about putting my number 5 at 4 and putting Good Day down, but I was like, no, I like this song, and this song is one of the reasons why Ice Cube is my favorite West Coast rapper from that era. Some people may choose Pac, some people may choose Snoop Dogg, some people may choose Eazy-E. I love Ice Cube and the storytelling that he did, and Mom's cooked the breakfast with no hog. Like it just,
Yeah.
and then I picture this song as Friday. I picture this as Craig. Like I just, for some reason, I do.
Right, right. Yeah, and I mean, see, and that's the thing about Ice Cube. The fact that lore is there for you to
Mm-hmm.
think about when you hear that song. The fact that the Friday series exists and he has this song and the way he's dressed, it
Yep.
reminds you. The fact that lore is there is part of what makes this song
Great.
so like. Because you remember the movie Friday. You
Yeah, you
remember
do.
how that made you feel, how
Yep.
the amount of times you laugh when you watch that movie, the amount of times you laugh with your homies quoting things from that movie when y'all
Mm-hmm.
was in school and getting in trouble and shit. Like,
And that's what this song reminds me of. That's why I have it
it
at
definitely
4.
is that
I went
nostalgia
to
feel.
Fat Burger
And
in LA because of this song. I got the same order, the Fat Burger and the shake with the fries, and it was delicious. Like there are things from this song, like there's certain songs that when you hear them, they make you do the things that the song did, and
and it's
this is one of them.
and it's also a masterclass in songwriting by Ice Cube because Ice Cube, you gotta understand, this is the man that was writing everybody's shit in
For
NWA. I
NWA,
think he was
yep.
writing everybody's shit except Ren. I think Ren
Yeah.
Model was writing his own shit, but Ice
That's the
Cube was
only
writing
one.
everybody's shit. This man is a great writer of songs. He knows how to make a
A
a
wordsmith.
good, well written record. And I think this is a masterclass in minimalism
Mm-hmm. Now he didn't
because
do a lot.
you got a great excuse me, you got a great beat. The beat does a lot for this record.
Mm-hmm.
It's very vibey. It's kind of like it's just a ride out, get in the car and go
It's a
rolling
good
type. And you don't
day.
have to do too much rapping wise. And I feel like he did just enough for you to follow it and remember it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's all he had to do with this record. And he did it perfectly. And
I
he
agree.
just conveyed such a great message, carried over such a good story. And that is such a great video to accompany it. So, and I
True.
mean, the impact of this record is just so self-explanatory. You can't, it's no way a list is complete without this record.
I agree. So you got that at number 6. I got it at number 4. So my number 6 is 93 to Infinity, Souls of Mischief. I think that this song birthed backpacking rap almost. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, without
Yeah.
this song, we don't get the backpackers of the Lupes, the Kanyes, the Tyler, the Creators. These are Bay Area natives, like, representing that San Francisco area that sounds different than the Too
Mm-hmm.
Short, than the E40. And I know people like to say Backpack was with in Chicago with I'm blanking on his with Jay Dilla, but you don't get Jay Dilla without Souls of Mischief. You don't get Q-Tip and them boys without Souls of Mischief in 93 to Infinity. Shout out to the San Francisco, Oakland, Bay Area for giving us Souls of Mischief.
Definitely, man. Definitely love Souls of Mischief. I mean, 9310 that was such a great instrumental too. Another
Mm-hmm.
classic freestyle beat.
Freestyle song,
Another beat
yeah.
they always make rappers rap on, man.
Facts, facts. And the fact that they make rappers rap on it shows you how quintessential the song is to hip hop.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely think that's definitely a great choice for right there.
So what you got at number 5?
We starting off the top 5 with, I mean, this is it. All everything from him on here on out is just
Bangers.
yeah, it's off the chain from here on out, man. Number 5 for me is Juicy by the Notorious B.I.G.
Nice, nice. I have a Biggie song. I have one later, but it's not this one. But I mean, this is hip hop, bro. And when I hear that instrumental, like it's hip hop. It is.
Yeah, and I mean, this one is just so self-explanatory, man.
Yeah, you
Juicy
don't
by
have to say much.
you know what it is, man. Like
I feel like
when you
all
hear
the top
when you hear
5.
it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. That's that is arguably the most memorable opening line in well.
It's up there. It's up there.
My number three probably got the most memorable opening line. This might be the second most memorable opening line. But my number three is probably the most memorable opening line.
Okay, we gonna see. We gonna see. So all right, you got Juicy.
This is Biggie, man. Biggie is
Legend.
the standard, man. That's the New York rapper. That's that guy, man. At his time, it was really nobody on his level. You know, this is the dude that kind of like was preceding the guys that would come like Jay-Z and Big L and
Nas,
the Dipsets and all those other guys. I mean, he kind of really he brought that Bad Boy to the forefront. Unfortunately, Bad Boy is somewhat
it's hard
at this point, but
oh man, we're gonna talk about it because I have a Bad Boy song, high, and like it hurt, like it's weird, but I can't have a top hip hop song without Bad Boy. You can't have a list like this without Bad Boy.
They had a lot of some very talented, creative guys.
They did.
Just look at Cam and Mace; they still doing interesting, cool shit to this day. Like
facts. All right, so that's your number 5. And my number 5, I got Outkast. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, For real. You could have chose a million songs from Outkast. I mean,
Oh
honestly,
yeah, that's definitely
you could have
totally
chose
understand.
but I feel like this is them. This is the one that, it's both of them too. That's the thing. From Speakerbox and Love Below, you could have chose songs from both those albums, but this is both of them at the peak of their powers. Big Boy and Andre 3000 doing what we love best from them. And yeah, I chose I'm Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Definitely can't go wrong with sorry Miss Jackson, man. I
Nope.
mean, that's I mean, that's just classic shit, man. And it shows Andre's ability to another great sing rapper, another guy
Mm-hmm.
that was able to sing and rap at an extremely high level. And I
And
mean,
without Andre 3000, you don't get Kendrick Lamar. Like that's that
man, like
true.
see, Andre kind of be like bordering off into like Prince territory with
He
the way he
does.
be like his style and just his whole thing.
His
Like he's just
aura.
such a different, unique artist.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely wasn't afraid to be experimental and different. And
The
I
way
mean,
you
no.
showed love to the West Coast, I feel I showed a lot of love to Southern rappers because I just looked at my final top five and I got three Southern rap songs in there.
Oh, I got a major Southern rap song coming up.
Okay. All right.
Eh,
Bet.
but not next.
All
My
right.
number
So yeah,
four.
what you got at number four? Well, let me at number four. That's where I got it. We already talked about it. It was a good day, Ice Cube. So that's my
Right.
number four.
And I
So what you
mean,
got?
great choice for number four. Number four, I got Cream, Cash Rules Everything Around Me by
Oh,
the Wu-Tang Clan.
I'm doing an emergency honorable mention because that should have been on the fucking list. I'm stupid. That is the way you feel about Mini Men is how I feel about Cream right now. That song had like
Right?
that's hip hop, bro. Good
And I
choice.
mean, and I see again, we starting to get to these legendary opening lines, these songs where you can remember how the song come on
Mm-hmm.
and you remember parts of these songs. This is shit
Cash
that don't
rules
go away because
everything
it's so
around me.
iconic.
Cream
When
get
you
the
hear,
money.
I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times
Time
side,
side.
staying alive is no job. This is and Wu
Mm-hmm.
Tang. You gotta realize the impact of Wu Tang, man.
So many
These
legends.
motherfuckers had a video game
Yeah.
in the
Multiple
what
movies.
the 90s or the 2000s. They had a video game.
Yep.
They was this they was like a superhero. Like this was like
Multiple movies, actors coming from it. RZA, Method Man, you
like
get Jizza, you get Raekwon, you get Ghostface, you get
they were just this amazing rap super group that like
ODB, Old Dirty
we'll never
Bastard.
see nothing like it again.
The
Most
closest
likely.
thing, the closest thing we've seen to it is Odd Future, but Odd Future broke up.
Yeah, our future got the closest. Raider
Mm-hmm.
Clan kind of did too, but in a more underground type of
Pro
way.
era for the East Coast. If they would have, like, they had more than just Joey and Capital Steez. They had Nick
Yeah.
Caution, Kirk
And
Knight.
that was Brockhampton, but Brockhampton was kind of different though.
Yeah, there was more. They considered themselves a boy band.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was definitely different. But Wu Tang Clan, what they did, like you said, so many artists came from this group. So much
And
legendary
they
shit
and they
came
was
from
they
this
was
group.
definitely very big, like culturally, like the way they influenced the culture,
Oh,
the
facts. Hip
like the
hop
way
in kung fu movies happens because of the
and,
love of like anime and stuff. You could attribute directly to them.
you got to think of the slang too. Like
Oh
a lot of the
yeah,
slang that's prevalent today, like all the 5% of stuff that people don't realize is
yeah.
5% of stuff. I mean, a lot of dudes saying stuff they don't even know what they saying. Like
No,
peace,
you're right.
God, like
Yeah, that's from
like
Wu
like
Tang
just
and
certain stuff
RZA.
they did, like the way they injected, what their beliefs was into their music and stuff like that. It was very, I think that's definitely was big for the cult. They definitely was very influential. They definitely like made their mark on America and on the world,
100%.
as
One
hip hop. And I think Cream represents that to the fullest.
perfectly. Hell yeah, I like that. All right, so what you got at number three?
Number three, the greatest opening line in the history of rap.
All
My
right,
bitch a choosy and lover, never
never
fuck
fuck
without
without
a rubber.
me.
Never in the streets like it on top of the cup.
Real shit.
International Players Anthem by Outkast, man.
Real shit. Let me show you what my number three is, just so you know there's no bullshit. Hold on. I'm gonna text it to you. But at number three, I got International Players Anthem as
We
well.
both got the same number three. Got it at the same spot. Cause that's where it's meant to.
Bro, like and that's why I was like I saved my the Outcast thing, I was like, I had to do one early, but like fusing Outcast and UGK, it's perfect, and the video is amazing. Like, oh, bro, like everything about this, every verse is great. Pimp C, Big Boy, Bun B, and
Mhm.
the song is so good that people know the words to everybody's lyrics, like legitimately.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like it just represented hip hop so well from all stands. Like
All,
they just represented hip hop. They represented Houston. They represented Atlanta. Everything went right with that song. Like
everything about
everything that was supposed to happen happened in that song.
yep,
You got
everything
Andre being the best
weird
version of Andre. You
mm,
got Big Boy being the best version of Big
on
Boy.
Pimp
You
C.
got Pimp C being the best version of Pimp. When when the worst lyricist on the song has arguably the best verse,
Yeah, that tells
that's
you
probably
something.
gonna be a good song.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm.
understand that? like,
And that's
like
crazy.
you got Bun B with a
Killing it.
crazy verse.
Killing it.
You got everybody just did what they did so well.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a well produced beat. Who made that? Who made the beat to
I
International
believe the beat was made by Pimp C, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see.
as a Pimp C beat?
I'm gonna look it up. International Players Anthem producer. Let's see.
Definitely one of the best
Okay,
beats.
no, okay, so this is even more so a hip hop, and see, that's why I said I knew there was a reason why I said this is encapsulates Southern hip hop perfectly, because like you said, it has Houston, Atlanta, but it covers all bases. Because guess who produced the song? DJ Paul and Juicy J.
DJ. Oh, of course. How
Yeah.
did I forget? How did I forget that? I
So
knew that. I
Three
knew
Six
that.
made the beat,
I knew
and
that.
it's the perfect Southern song. Like, to me, the only other perfect Southern song is the one that I have at number 2, but it's the perfect encapsulation of
Right.
Atlanta,
I feel
Houston,
like if I
Memphis, the
gotta
whole
pick
era.
one song to represent Southern rap and what it's all about, and
This, yeah,
when goddamn Andre getting on the damn stage and saying the South got something to say, this is
this is
what I'm
it.
gonna play.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. So we both got that at number 3. That's
That's
amazing.
crazy.
So at number 2, let me go first, because this is where I had the song that you had in, I think, at number 7 or 8, Back That Ass Up. And the reason why I put Back That Ass Up before International Players Anthem, because honestly, I could have put International Players Anthem too, but Back That Ass Up, to me, when you hit them chords, everybody know what time it is. To
Yeah,
me, like, that is Southern, like, and I know we just said everything about International Players Anthem, but Back That Ass Up, it well, at a time was Southern hip hop, in the staying power is huge. Like, to this day, the moment you get done in the club, women start turning up. Men, women, everyone. Manny Fresh did a great job. A Young Wayne, Juvenile, Back That Ass Up is just everything that encapsulates the Hot Boys in Louisiana in that late '90s, early 2000s era.
definitely. I mean, that song, that's one of them songs. When a song has an effect on people
Yep.
the moment it come on, when that come on, people start running. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
When that song come on, motherfuckers start running. They
That's a
running to
fact.
the dead, like ready to pop that ass. Like
Yeah.
that's what the song do. Like it did the song did what it was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do
And
to
it's
the
not,
highest possible level it could have been
it's
done.
not super gangster, which I think helps it, but it's super real. Like, it's in the video is amazing too. Like, I remember watching that video on 106 in Park. Like, that shit was just flawless execution. And without that song, I really don't believe you see the ascent of Birdman, Cash Money, Lil Wayne. Like, the lore behind Birdman, Lil Wayne, and everything that Cash Money, Young Money did. It starts with Back That Ass Up.
Definitely. I mean, I feel like that's the most quintessential record to the Hot Boys like legacy. I feel
Yeah.
like it's kind of like that and Ha is pretty up there
Mm-hmm.
because Jay-Z reaching
Did the
out
remix? Yeah.
and bringing it to New York and everything like. But definitely, Back That Ass Up is just an undeniable classic record in hip hop that
Undeniable.
can't
Yeah.
be.
There's
That's monumental.
you can't have a top 10 list without Back That Ass Up. No hip hop
Nah, like
list could be
it's
Clint would be
monumental.
without
Like
it.
it ain't gonna be too many records like that
Mm-hmm.
to ever exist. Like it ain't gonna
Facts.
be too many other records like that.
I agree. So what you got at number 2? That's why I say I gave more love to the South, where literally my top 3 are 2 Southern records, legit. But Hey, we from Louisiana. I'm a Southern guy. Of course, my list is going to tend to lean toward the South.
Right. All right. Now, number two. Can't nobody say I hate New York niggas. Even though I might talk shit about y'all sometimes. New York, people from New York be tripping. Y'all be tripping, bro. People from New York, all y'all out there, y'all be tripping, bro. Y'all can't say I'm hating. Because I'm showing love. My number two song is New York State of Mind by Nas.
Ooh, good choice. Good choice off of Illmatic. I was wondering where your Illmatic was gonna come from because me and you've been talking about that. So hell yeah.
Yep. Now, New York State of Mind, the reason I picked that record is because I feel like this New York State of Mind is a demonstration. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You remember when we had when I where do I have it? I have let me see. Shook Ones Part 2 by Mobb Deep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's I feel like that sets like that's a standard
Mm-hmm.
for New York street rap. But what Nas is doing on New York State of Mind is
Another
showing
level.
that there's another gear you can go to. Not
Mm.
saying Prodigy wasn't going absolutely crazy, but
No,
it's
for
just
sure.
showing that
It's
okay,
just
Nas is doing a little bit more here. You know,
yeah.
there's a certain other skills that he's employing that Prodigy isn't necessarily to show you the levels you can go to with just New York street rap, how deep this subgenre of rap can get. And New York State of Mind, you getting high caliber, rapping, you getting the storytelling, you getting everything Nas has to offer as an artist. From and I mean, and it's from one of the greatest albums ever written, arguably the
Honestly,
greatest
he's the
album
greatest
ever
hip
in
hop
hip
artist.
hop.
Yeah, thanks.
And I mean, man, New York State of Mind is just such a great record, such a great instrumental.
That's
You
another one.
can
Like how I said, the world is yours makes you think of Rucker Park. New York State of
right,
Mind makes you
you
think of Rucker Park.
visualize it.
Yeah,
It's the
facts.
visual that you can visualize everything Nas is saying because the way he's just throwing, like the way once they caught us off guard, the Mag 10 was in the grass and I ran like a cheetah with thoughts of an assassin. Heard it, pick the Mac
Mm-hmm.
up, told brothers back up. Like you,
This is perfect.
it's so his imagery is so just on point throughout this whole song. To where you is you'd imagine it's like you see the video in your head. They didn't
No,
have
one
to
hundred
shoot a
percent.
video for this.
Yeah, you know exactly what he's saying. Hell yeah, I like
And I
that at
mean,
number
that's
two.
just a beautiful record that I'm pretty sure is being studied in colleges and stuff right now. This is one of those works. This is the type of shit Lupe Fiasco probably teaching
Teaching
them kids
class,
about at
yeah,
MIT and shit. Like this is what records like New York State of Mind are that describe the essence of hip hop. That's
for
just a
sure,
description of the environment. What
for
you've
sure.
seen outside in New York, what Nas is from. This is his experience. Beautiful record. I mean, I feel very comfortable with it at number two.
Hell yeah. So at number one, what you got?
But what's your number? Y'all thought what your number
Oh, I
two
did.
was?
My number two, back that ass up.
Oh, yeah, you had number two.
Yeah, yeah. My number two is back that
Okay,
ass up.
okay. My number one is a record that I feel the cultural impact of this record is unmatched. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think is another record that had the cultural impact that brought people together, that made the world feel something more than Fight the Power by Public Enemy.
Oh, good choice. Good choice. And see, you held out your love for the 80s for the number one, so they can't be mad at you. Like, hey, that song, like honestly, that song started the revolution. It did it started the hip hop revolution.
Yeah, I definitely think like, man, this song right here, you talking about Chuck
Mm-hmm.
D as a rapper, where the way this man raps, he sounds more like some type of like like politician or,
Yeah,
or
preacher,
some type of
yeah.
public speaker like a
Mm-hmm.
Louis Farrakhan or like a Martin Luther King. He sounds more like that than a rapper.
No,
Because
100%.
what he does is he's a great lyricist, but it's that delivery and that tone that he
It's
has in his
cadence.
voice that
Yep.
he is able to do beauty. It's like you listening to the Martin Luther King speech, but it's rhythmic. And I
100%.
mean, with Fight the Power, man, you just getting like just the he was saying things that at that time you weren't allowed to say.
Mm-hmm.
Things that
He
has
made it possible for NWA to say fuck the police.
yes, like he basically this song was it was kind of just punched people in the chest. You
It
know,
did.
it made people say, "Damn!" Like, so this is what people this how like this how a lot of people really feel
This is how the black
because of
community is
this
getting
because
treated.
we
Yeah.
feel when you oppressed, it was the voice of the oppressed coming out to
Mhm.
speak against like
The
y'all
voice of
shitted
the
on us for so
voiceless.
long. Now we about to shit on y'all.
Yep.
You know, so fuck
100%.
John Wayne and fuck like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
No.
you
100%.
wasn't supposed to say things like that at the time. Like and that was this songs like this were actually very scary for people at that time. This
Yep.
song frightened people. You know?
Song has a purpose and
Like
has a meaning. No, 100%. Now I
so
feel
this is
bad
a
about
very
my number
powerful record.
one. God
Huh?
damn it. Now I feel bad about my number one. Oh, because I didn't choose nothing conscious. Number one is where I went with my Diddy bad boy shit. Oh. All right, so look, I'm just being honest. Number one, the way that Pharaoh talked about Juicy, I feel like Juicy in this song could be interchangeable. And I chose this song because not only did it showcase Biggie's greatness, but also showcase Mace greatness. And I feel like when I heard this song for the first time, it made me fall in love with hip hop. This song paints an era for me. This song is just it's beautiful. I can't help that Diddy was involved. I'm sorry, but I chose More Money, More Problems. I
Wait,
chose
what?
More Money, More Problems
More money, more
by
problems.
Biggie and
That's an
Mace.
interesting number one.
I love that song, Farrah. I think in terms of lyrics, the way it feels, the impact of the song, I think all my qualities that I said, all my qualifications I said in the beginning, more money, more problems, maxes them all out. Cause like
Yeah.
when you hear I have no one
Very
and you hear
well.
that, yeah, bro, that
Very
beat.
well written record,
Mm-hmm.
very well produced record. Um, I mean, you got Mace. Mace's flow was so
Mace is
fucking
killing it, bro.
smooth. And you know about
Yeah.
going out here and West, man, that's DVs all in
Mm-hmm.
the
And
head,
then you
man.
get that
I'm a
Biggie
big man.
love.
Get a man room. I done hit everything in Cancun.
Mm-hmm. And then you get that Biggie shout, like everything that is great about Biggie, you get in this song and you just see the potential of hip hop crossing over and being the biggest genre in the world. Like I think More Money, More Problems is what's the word? It's a fortune or it's basically the song that fortune tells that rap would be the biggest genre in the world ever because it shows the potential of wow. Not only are these guys storytelling, rapping, but they're making something that not only we can dance to, that we feel, that relates to everyone in the world, not just a certain subset of people.
Right, right, right.
So
I definitely think it definitely did mark a lot of that big crossover appeal rap can have, and I mean it a lot of that was post production,
Puff
man.
Diddy, yeah.
Getting these guys to go in a direction they might not have normally went, because
Normally,
they would have
yeah.
been in there doing just New York street rap like Nas and Cool G rapping them, like you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, but he brought that other little aspect to it that adding that maybe a more pop sound or a more a classic soul sound or some little sample or something that might could make people want to sing your song and take this record to the next level.
He showed
And
them
I
their
mean,
potential. And like no matter what is going on right now, at that time period, that song and what he brought out of Biggie and Mace, it showed them that they were more, like you said, than just typical street rappers. It's like, no, y'all are two of the biggest artists the world's ever seen, and I'm gonna show you why.
yeah, I think definitely, man. I mean, bro, like that's definitely timeless hip hop
Timeless
right there.
music, yeah, facts. Big facts.
I definitely kind of think we both kind of picked songs for number one that had like a personal connection
Personal
for
feel,
us.
yeah, no,
Because
100%.
Chuck D and what he does with his music is very influential to what I do with my music. Well, with my
Mm-hmm.
last album, more
Which you're
so
like,
than
no,
anything.
for sure. I can totally see why you chose that. And the reason why I chose More Money was literally that's the first song that made me be like, oh, this is hip. Like that's the first song I remember hearing in my dad's car where it was like, oh, what the fuck is this? I love this.
And my
Oh, this is
dad,
rap.
I remember growing up, my dad would always tell me about how like legendary Fight the Power is, like
Was.
as a record. Like he would always tell me about how like whenever they would like have their shows, they would have
Mm-hmm.
the S1Ws, the like the military ROTC type dudes, and they like dancing and but it's like they real crisp with it and doing
And
all
getting
types of
down to
militant
it,
looking shit like that.
yeah.
And it was like, but they killing it though. Like they going
Mm-hmm.
like crazy. He got
Hell
Flavor
yeah.
Flav jumping off of shit and with
It's
a clock
crazy
around
to
his neck and
see that song in the C Flavor of Love. Like that's just a crazy. But now in just a full 150 or full 180 or no full 360, Flavor Flav is doing stuff for young black girls and boys to get to the Olympics, and he's helping out just athletes who are underfunded. Like he's doing a lot of good shit
oh,
nowadays.
people underrate the greatness of Flavor Flav, man. Like even musically, like Flavor Flav is an actual musician.
For
Flavor
sure.
Flav is the one in the group that actually has the musical talent.
We get
Like Chuck D is
distracted
the
by,
vocalist and the rapper and the face of it,
but
but
without Flav, you don't have the
Flav
sound.
Flav the nigga that can play the piano and shit. Like, you know?
We get distracted by his reality TV life,
Right.
which
We
was
just see the
only
hype man and we don't realize that
mm-hmm,
he's in the lab and he's with them. When
cooking
you
up.
making music, man, artists know that when it's people that aren't even necessarily artists, but having them in the studio, they might be able to
It's
contribute
important.
certain
Yeah,
things. Like production is a very broad term. You know what I'm saying? Executive production is a very broad
it's
term.
super broad. Yeah,
You know,
like look at Khaled. Khaled is a guy that I feel like Khaled is more so a matchmaker than a producer, where he brings this
he's a
guy and this
curator.
a curator. That's a better term.
He
Yeah,
knows how to say, Metro Boomin got this beat. Future gonna sound good on this song
but
right
let's
here.
go get Lil Baby in Central C to put
Lil
on it
Baby
too.
gonna sing the
Yeah.
hook. We
Mm-hmm.
gonna get Playboy Cardi, right? You know what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah.
know how to say, what would put it
Who
together,
fits well?
which
Yeah.
is
No,
a
for
skill.
sure.
That's what Kanye does too. But
That's what Diddy
when people
did.
talk about legendary producers, that's the big thing they like to like gloss over. That a lot of the most legendary producers aren't necessarily the nigga that was super good at playing the keyboard or super good at the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dude that can say, okay, he can recognize that, okay, he's super good at the guitar, so I'm gonna get him to play this. Like that's what Quincy Jones was doing. Quincy
Yep.
Jones wasn't no beat maker. I mean, he
No.
probably could make beats,
He can
but
play
Quincy
piano,
Jones
but
was the
that's
beat.
about it.
Quincy Jones is putting this shit together. He's saying, you know how to play this, you gonna do this, you
He
gonna
can
play the bass
arrange it.
guitar, you gonna play the drums. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
basically a conductor, someone who arranges and makes this musician play at this time and this, and it's gonna all go into his image, 100%, or his vision for the song,
Right.
not image, 100%.
Because that's a very important person in the music process, because it's like somebody got to make this decision, because you just got a bunch of musicians all together, they're just gonna jam.
Yeah,
They're
and
just
it's
gonna
not
play
going.
shit, and
You're
it's
not gonna
not
get
gonna.
nothing nowhere.
If
Yeah,
you've ever been around a group of musicians that
facts.
play instruments,
You
that's how it
absolutely
goes.
right.
If they don't have that person that's gonna be like, all right, this going here, this is gonna go right
Nothing gets
here.
done. It's just jam session. That's all it is. No, you're absolutely right. Hell yeah, Pharaoh. This was perfect for the 300th episode, giving them the top 20 list of songs. We'll do another list soon, but tell the people they can follow you at on social media.
Once again, you can follow me at 337 Pharaoh on Twitter. You can follow me at OUTDATSWAMP. That's out that swamp on Instagram.
Hell yeah. Make sure y'all go follow Pharaoh. And with that, let's finish up the Bros Who Think podcast.